This is reposted.
Today we're going to start out with a little bit of poetry. I came across this article, Waving at Strangers, and I found a poem by Rohini Singh. I really don't know why, but I feel happy. I feel complete, waving hands at strangers, giving them smiles, sometimes stares. The sailors, the police, the truck drivers, the cleaners, the helpers, many more. Don't have entertaining jobs, I make them laugh. Sometimes I do silly things, sometimes I appreciate them. I made a few friends, I don't know their names, I know their face, they know mine. We smile at each other, we know each other's time, we know each other's route, we wave at each other. I thought that was cute. I was on a walk the other day in my new neighborhood and I got mask shamed for the first time. I was walking and I didn't have a mask on. I was probably 10 feet away from a guy that had a mask on, and he kind of did a stutter step and stared me down. And I was like, I remember the early pandemic days, people would walk around and there's this feeling of we're all in this together, and people would wave, and maybe that's gone. I don't know. I like waving at people though.
I feel like the time for shaming is over because, well, who knows who's vaccinated and not? And the CDC, like, literally said you don't really need to wear masks outside anymore. So the sense of mass shaming, that time has passed.
Well, yeah, I mean that wasn't the kind of the point of the waving, but it was kind of got me thinking about it. Growing up in Texas, waving at strangers wasn't a weird thing. Moving to Boulder, people did it less. In San Francisco, I feel like it's less. But just in general, like a random act of kindness goes a long way for both people that are involved. I think it makes you feel really good, and it makes the person receiving it generally, I think it makes them feel good.
It's not creepy.
No, I mean, I guess if you try to make it creepy, you can, but
I think you hit it on the head. I think waving at a stranger is all geography. It's literally a matter of where you are. You're in a small town in Texas, wave, no problem. San Francisco, you might get mugged. I mean, I really feel like it's a geography thing, and it's like it's where you're at and where you're from.
I don't know if this is actually the point you're trying to make, but for wanting to get mugged, a lot of self-defense classes teach you if you're worried about someone, you say hello to them because you become unpredictable. So I don't think that was the point you were making, but if you do feel threatened, say hello to someone.
No, I was totally going to make that point. I used to work at TJ Maxx, and the number one rule in retail is if you work at a store, you go up to someone looks suspicious, you just go up and say, hey, can I help you with anything? And then they know that you're there and they're less likely to steal. So I totally agree with you. If something looks suspicious, you go up and say, or you wave, or you just acknowledge that you know that they're there.
Yeah, and it kind of established. Well, I guess that for that instance, it definitely works for that. We've seen it more. There's a lot of homeless people just in general in Los Angeles living on the sidewalks, and Nicole and I like to walk, and so you never know if you're going to walk by a tent and someone's going to jump out and stab you in the calf. So when we see people, we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And who knows? But it kind of puts everybody else on alert.
I think the big question is, what's appropriate? A wave, a smile, or a nod? Like, is there like a pecking order of these, or can you do anyone at any time, or is there a certain way you're supposed to do which one?
I think it depends on your personality. I think for me, it's a wave. And if I try to do a nod or a wink or something, it's going to come, like you said, come across creepy. So I think be true to yourself. If you try to if you think, oh, I should be waving at people and that's not something you're comfortable doing, then it's going to come across weird and stilted. And maybe you're going to have less of a desired effect.
Which is funny because on the Reddits, when I went search just should you wave to strangers, they were like, waving is, you're too eager if you wave. A head nod is the way to go to keep it casual. I'm just telling you what the Redditors said.
I guess it depends on what your desired result is. I mean, it could just be a knowing smile. I heard a celebrity being interviewed saying his favorite thing is when a fan will like see him in a restaurant and smile and nod and like not talk to him. He's like, I know who you are and I'm not going to bother you. So, I mean,
I like that.
I guess that's not really the point we're making, but
that's nice. You know, I feel like it's okay for me to smile at like a grandma when we pass each other on the sidewalk. But if I smile like a young, kind of pretty gal, she's like, ooh, he's creepy. But a grandma thinks it's fine.
Well, yeah, maybe. But again, I guess it kind of depends on how you execute it. I think I can wave at females that aren't my wife and not be creepy about it. I mean, there's different ways to do it. Also, I
I
mean,
feel like
it's
you
cool
just
to
said
like,
my creepy factor's off the chart. You just called me creepy.
yeah, I mean, if you want to follow Larry on Instagram, go to @parklurker.com because Larry
That's
likes
my
to
secret
lurk
account. That's my
in the park.
secret account.
He's lurking in the park. I don't know. I guess it just, I think if you fully own your intent and fully own what you want to do, you can pull anything off. I've told this story before, I think, but when I lived in Argentina, you kiss hello. And I was walking with a friend and we ran into his buddy on the street and we're like, we kiss hello on the cheek. And it's like, if I tried to kiss your friend hello on the street in the US, maybe it is regional. I don't
It's
know.
regional.
I don't know.
That's how I started this whole thing. I will say, in the simplest form, I did love that poem. At the simplest form of this, there are moments I go back and forth whether to nod, wave, or whatever to someone on the sidewalk. I don't have a system. I probably should do it more, but when the times that I do it or smile or nod or something, and someone does that back, and there's just like a moment of connection, I'm like, that's one person I'm never going to see again. I saw him for a brief second. We had this nice, polite exchange, and we moved on. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be waving hello. It can be a random compliment. I remember one time I was on a flight and the flight attendant had a very nice smile. And I was like, I don't know if I want to tell him that. It's going to come across creepy. So I was waited till the flight was done and I was deplaning. I gave him the compliment and got out of there. I think if you give someone a compliment and you expect or wait for something in return, then it kind of loses meaning. But you could just go up to someone and say, hey, I like that. I like the shoes you have. They're nice. And just walk away.
So it's similar to this, but like when you see someone and you're walking on the street or in the store and you see someone with a Colorado Buffalo shirt, do you always go like, hey, Buffs? Or do you just kind of keep it yourself?
No, I'll yell go Buffs. People do it to me too.
They
So
do.
yeah. I think
Do-
other schools do it too. Like if you have Penn State gear on, someone will yell we are, and then you yell back Penn State. I think Notre Dame might do that with ND. But yeah.
And if you're just for the, those in the know, if you see a Nevada wolf pack, you say wolf and they say bat. That's what we do.
Have you ever done that outside of the state of Nevada?
Yes. Doesn't most of the time I just wolf.
Did it come across creepy last time and you're like, I can't do this again?
You know what? I feel like what I've learned from today is that I'm creepy. I mean, I feel like I learned that creepy.
Well, all right. Let's put a 100-yard restraining distance on Larry from parks and schools. Everyone else will sleep better at night. Anyway, go outside, pull over the car, wave to a stranger, and make their day. It'll probably make yours a little bit better. Share this show with a friend. We like that. You can find us on social media, reposted podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Andrew Keller for the little birdie. Thanks for stopping by.